Ole, ole, ole. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ole, ole, ole. This is pretty much an hour, obviously.
Please contact the flight before reseating. We kindly ask you to use your seat pocket. If you do not meet these criteria, do not wish to
Because
I love dogs so much. Had them my entire life. However, I don't love random people's untrained dogs inside of the grocery
What's
stores
this?
for no reason at all. If you also agree, please make sure that you are
Oh,
subscribed to
no.
my channel, and I will see you very soon. Bye!
I gotta quit them.
Critics everywhere are falling in love with Ella McKay.
This is great, we're doing this.
It's smart, funny, and
I've always been a huge fan of foldables, ever since the first Samsung Galaxy Fold back in 2019, and over time I've used
I need to
foldables from
win this,
Samsung, Google,
like,
Honor, as well as
what is
Oppo,
the next
OnePlus,
one even,
and
like,
more.
it's
And I've been really
crazy.
hoping that Apple would finally make their own foldable too. Well,
I need to have an
if you've
hour
been following
next.
the channel, you probably know that they are actually working on one, and that one is apparently releasing as early as next year. So here's a recap of everything to expect
I
from the
don't know.
iPhone Fold, alongside a bunch of exciting updates. Okay, but first,
Damn, what?
will
How
the
did I
iPhone
get it
Fold
that
look
way?
like? And
think that's
would it
good
be
enough
a book-style
even
foldable
somehow.
or a flip-style foldable? Well,
Damn,
as a
I just
reminder,
did that
Apple
to a
has explored
totally normal
several
block.
foldable
That means I
designs,
can
including a vertical clamshell and a
probably do it
horizontal book-style
for
mold.
that.
Early 2024 testing pointed towards the clamshell approach, but
I don't know,
2025
maybe
reports
that's
now
close
favor this
enough. Oh, well,
book-style design. In this version, the iPhone Fold would have a small
Close
outer
enough.
display and camera for use when closed, and then a larger tablet-like screen when opened. Speaking of the screen, according to Digital Chat Station on Weibo, it may come with a 7.76-inch inner display, with a resolution of 2713 by 1920, and also with an under-the-display camera. While the outer screen could be 5.49 inches at a resolution of 2088 by 1422, and with a hole punch camera. Jeff Pu, on the other hand, who's a reliable analyst, suggests that
Maybe
Apple
too
is
low,
currently
I
testing
would
two
know.
potential screen sizes on the inside, a
Nice.
7.9-inch version and a larger 8.3-inch version, similar to the iPad mini. Either way, the iPhone Fold should be
Definitely
quite
too
similar
low.
to the first-gen Google Pixel Fold, with its passport-style look when closed, and this iPad mini-like look when opened. By the way, if any of these wallpapers from our concepts catch your eye, they're all from our app wallpapers. Now, about that display, this is where Apple's secret weapon may come into play. There are quite a few reports that Apple is apparently working on an entirely
70
crease-free display,
shekels is
something that I
like-
mentioned in our previous videos too, where they're working on
It's
developing
like-
a material that makes the crease nearly invisible.
$20?
Essentially, they
Maybe
plan on using
something like that.
ultra-thin glass, like
It's a lot, that's how much
technology with materials
basically the equivalent of DoorDash
Personally,
makes
I
in
don't think creases
Israel.
on modern foldables are much of a problem. The Z Fold 7 and the Oppo Find N5 already have an almost invisible crease, so I don't think it's that much of a problem to solve. Still,
I'm a
Apple is
slob.
solving it, which I'm really glad to hear. Okay, so what about the build of this iPhone Fold? Well, analyst Jeff Pu says that the foldable iPhone may use a mix of titanium and aluminium. Titanium for the load-bearing parts to prevent bending, and then aluminium elsewhere to improve heat dissipation and keep the device lightweight, although no credible rumors about the weight have surfaced yet. But then Ming Chi Kuo, on the other hand, says that Apple
Oh,
will
wow.
be using
I didn't
stainless
think I was
steel
gonna
instead of
make that.
titanium. And I'm not really sure what to think here, as stainless steel would make it even heavier. So, what about the
right.
thickness? Well, it's said to have a thickness of around 4.5 millimeters when unfolded,
I wanna
and
see
around
how
9 to
many subs
9.5
we have.
when folded. That would actually make it on the thicker
A
side.
million?
Keep in
Well,
mind
that's
that the
way
Z Fold
more
7
than
measures
we had
in at
before.
4.2 millimeters when open and
And
8.9 when
he was
closed.
around for a
So,
long.
having this iPhone Fold be
I
thicker
think he didn't
1
even
year
have
after the Fold
100K, or
7
maybe he
introduction
did.
won't
That's
be
it.
that impressive at all.
Now he's at
hinges have
1
always
million.
been the place where we've seen the most changes year on year, and I'm really curious about Apple's approach here. Reportedly, in order to reduce the display crease, Apple is expected to use a liquid
enough.
metal hinge that boosts durability and outperforms hinges in the current foldables. This approach could help eliminate the crease issues that we've seen in other devices. Now, liquid metal is an amorphous alloy formed through rapid heating and
Well, that was
it's
close.
highly resistant to bending
It's hard
and
to get it,
deformation. It's
but
also
apparently
stronger
it's
than
possible.
titanium
I
alloys
think that's
and
close.
also has a
Oh,
Early steel
I was gonna
appearance.
fly.
Speaking of appearance, early leaks
No, that was
point to
behind
just
it.
white and black as the colors, although Apple may add a bonus hero color or even two to make things more interesting. Personally, I'm pretty convinced that they'll take a one more thing approach here, much like they did with the iPhone 10.
I don't know what
where
that
the
is.
device
I'll
represented
allow it
a
though.
major design
Might be
shift
too right.
that didn't really need any special colors to stand out.
I
The
think that's
device
good enough.
itself and its design made it stand out. And then once the second generation, the iPhone 10s arrived,
Definitely
that's
too
when
high.
Apple began experimenting with different finishes and colors, like gold in that case, to freshen
Yeah,
things up.
that's what I.
With that in mind, I expect the first gen iPhone Fold to stick to white and black, with the second gen likely to introduce a brand new color. So what about the cameras? What can we expect to see here? Well, according to the latest reports, the iPhone Fold may use an under-the-display camera on the inside and a single hole punch on the outside. The internal camera likely won't support Face ID, as Apple's set to be using Touch ID instead. However, the good news is that this could be a 24 megapixel camera, possibly the same one found in the iPhone 18 and 18 Pro. If you haven't seen our iPhone 18 and 18 Pro videos here, you can check them out. Fun fact, the iPhone 17's already come with a 24 megapixel selfie camera, but only the 18 megapixel part of it can be used at once, either in landscape or
Close
in
enough,
portrait
I'm
orientation.
thinking.
So with the iPhone Fold and the new iPhone 18 Pros, Apple could be making full use
Too low.
of that 1x1 sensor, allowing us to take square selfies as well. What's even more impressive is that this new camera could actually be an industry first, as most under-display cameras are around 4 megapixels in resolution, such as the one on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So going from 4 megapixels to 24
Nice.
would be huge. As for the back cameras, Apple is expected to use a main and an ultra-wide lens, both at 4
I don't know,
and
it
8
should have
megapixels, which would
looked
then match
better.
the current cameras we've got.
Might be good
the
enough.
iPhone
It was a good
17
high though.
and the upcoming
That's
iPhone
a bit
14. Although
high,
I'm
but
sad to see
pretty
that
good
we will
high.
be getting a telephoto here, something that
pretty good.
Samsung does have on their Z Fold
less
7.
than that,
So,
but
what about its
okay, that
battery?
one
How
was
long
good.
would it last for? Well,
A bit
some of the
less,
early
oh,
rumors
well.
point towards a 5400 to 5800 milliampere hour battery. Ming Chi Kuo
Definitely
also
too
mentioned
high.
that Apple is likely to use the same high-density batteries like in the iPhone Air and the new Max
I don't know
battery,
what to
which
call it. That
confirms
might
to
be
me
good
that
enough.
the iPhone Air is a test, sort of a prototype for the upcoming iPhone Fold, where
Yeah, it's
Apple is
just
testing
like
certain
the Apple
technologies
AR,
before
but maybe
launching the
they're
next
not gonna
big
make a
thing,
new one.
which is this iPhone.
Which is a big
And
mistake.
although these batteries
I
won't
think
use
it's a
silicon
really
carbon
big
technology, they're
mistake
still an
for Apple
improvement
to
over
release a
the
product
current
and not
generation
make new ones.
iPhones. Even an improvement over the similarly sized iPad Mini 7, which has a battery capacity
Yeah.
of just over 5,000 milliamp hours. 5400 to 5800
Yeah.
would actually be very similar to Samsung's newly released Trifold, which comes with a 5600 milliamp hour battery, and much larger than the Z
Is
Fold
talking
7's
in town?
3400
Does he have like a
battery.
European
Although I wouldn't be
audience?
surprised
I
if
don't
with the Z Fold 8 coming next year,
think that's
Samsung
good
switches
enough.
to silicon carbon tech for much larger battery capacities. As for charging, we don't actually have any leaks yet, so I think the current charging speeds of 35 watts that we have on the iPhone 17 lineup and the M5 iPad Pro are the safest bet here. As for the performance, we're expected to see the Apple A20 Pro chip, just like the iPhone 18 Pro series. This is a 2nm chip built on TSMC's new WMCM
Way
technology,
too
which
high,
essentially
way
brings the
too high.
RAM onto the chip module itself for even faster
Maybe that's good.
and just like the
Maybe
iPhone 18
it's too
Pro,
high.
it will probably use the same C2 modem, which is said to be a big upgrade from the current C1X inside the iPhone Air and the C1 inside the iPhone 16e. That's because this will finally bring back millimeter wave 5G in the US, and of course, it should
bit
also
less.
be more power efficient
Oh,
than
wow.
previous versions, making that decently sized battery last even longer.
Pretty good.
And according
Good
to
enough.
Ism Digital on Weibo, it seems like the iPhone Fold will be eSIM only, just like the iPhone Air
bit
and
low.
the iPhone 17 Pro
Oh,
lineup
well.
in the US. So how much are we expecting the iPhone
Maybe I
Fold to be
shouldn't
priced
allow
at?
it.
Well, according to Mark Gurman, it will
Plus,
very
no.
likely exceed $2,000, making it the world's most expensive
Nice.
foldable. At least a foldable that's not a trifold. Ming Chi Kuo, on the other hand, claims that it could cost around $2,400, making it about the same price as Samsung's new Trifold. And that's just insane, especially considering that even if Apple were to launch it today, they wouldn't have the best foldable hardware on the market. The cameras won't be the best, it also won't be the thinnest or the lightest, so I don't know, especially if they launch it next year, at the end of next year. For that price, yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna do well, but at the same time, it is an Apple product running iOS, and I do expect a lot of iPadOS elements, the multitasking, to be implemented there as well. As for the release date,
Oh,
like I
that's
said,
good.
that's expected to be
It
in the
dropped
next year,
last
specifically in
second.
September, alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max. Now, there were some mentions of a potential delay, mostly due to the hinge. That's a bit more.
The thing is, I'm really low
That's
right
why
now,
Visual
but
Security is
I
in
was
Japanese.
even
That's
lower.
what's
I was,
back
I think,
confirmed. There haven't been any other sources mentioning
8.3
this delay, so
something
I'm
was my
hoping that it
lowest.
won't actually be delayed, as
But
I've been
this
waiting
is
for this iPhone 4 for
859.
so
This
many
is
years.
also
And if it
very
does
good.
come next year, I'm definitely going to be switching to it as my primary iPhone, and then probably use, I don't know, the Vivo X300 or 400 Pro next year as my secondary phone, the camera phone. So yeah, let me know, what do you guys think? Would you be picking up this iPhone Fold, especially for such a high price point? Let me know down below. Check out our app wallpapers for some stunning designs. I'm Daniel, this is Zone of Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Zone of Tech.
Oh yeah, this is the guy that made the hats. Fine.
In this video, we are going to go through 5 evidence-based methods that you can do to achieve any financial goal that you want in 2026. So whether your goal is getting better with your budget, building an emergency fund, investing regularly, or hitting a new net worth milestone, with the right systems in place, I have no doubt you will be able to reach them. Each of these methods will require a little bit of effort, but if you're able to do so, I think you will see massive results. Starting with point number 1, it's the WHOOP method. So this acronym stands for Wish, Outcome, Obstacle, and Plan. It's a framework that was created by a psychologist by the name of Gabrielle Oettingen after more than 20 years of studying human motivation to bridge the gap between our intentions and actually accomplishing our goals.
How about you?
See, intentions predict only 28% of our actual behavior, and that's probably why you see a lot of people fail their resolutions and their goals for any new year that they set. Basically, anytime they set them. For example, you might want to exercise 20 minutes a day, but then you run into this obstacle of feeling too tired after work, so you just don't exercise altogether and you give up on your goals slowly. In our financial example, you might want to work on your budget weekly, but you get overwhelmed with all your financial statements, and then you just put it off to another day. So the way that this method works is that it uses a psychological technique called mental contrasting. This is where you're going to visualize your desired outcome, but also plan accordingly for potential obstacles. Research has shown that people using the WHOOP goals method spend way more time working on their goals compared to regular goal setting, and that people handle stress better, get more involved at work, solve problems better,
Well,
and
sadly, I made
so let's
this
break down this
system
method, starting with step
where I
number 1,
have
defining
to-
your wish, or the first W. Your
I
first
have to
task
do
is to figure out
so
what your wish
much
is that
in
feels
order
challenging yet
to-
feels achievable,
so
and
much
then you want to
training
be
in
as
order to
specific
do
as
the
you
next
can. So
game,
an example of a
because
wish
I
is, I want
basically-
to budget better,
I
but a
lost
clearer
a lot of
example of your
games
wish
in a
might
row.
be, I want
Wait,
to
I
track
wanna
and
see.
control my spending every day.
I'm
The
talking
second
this
one
high?
is very
Yeah,
clear.
okay, that's
Once you
good.
have that clear wish
I don't
or
know
your
if it's
W,
good.
it will give you some direction, and you
The
can
audio
visualize it
needs
better,
to be
which will be
lower
step number 2,
on
to
the video
visualize the
than
best outcome,
what I'm
which is our
saying.
O. In step number 2, you want to picture yourself experiencing the desired outcome. So it's
Oh,
not
that
about
was
what
good enough.
happens, it's more about
Crazy
how
that I
it makes you
hit it
feel.
that
The
much.
clearer your
Okay.
outcome is, the more motivation you're going to have for your wish. So using our previous example of wanting to budget better, our example outcome is that we
Not
will
really
feel more in
hearing-
control
oh,
of our
really?
finances, reduce our money anxiety, and will hopefully be
okay.
well on our way to our financial freedom goal.
Just
You also
do
want to
that.
think about what that feeling might mean to you. So does being in control mean that you can go on
There.
vacation once or twice
Is
a
it
year
good
and
now?
not have to even worry about your finances? Or is it something completely different? So
Can
personally,
you
I always
tell
thought of
me
financial freedom
if
as,
it's
for
good
example,
or-
being able
I know
to
there's a
live your
delay,
life and
so
not
I
having to
can
worry
wait,
about
I
how much
guess.
a water bottle costs there, because you know it's going to be like $8 or something. And if
Oh,
I
that
didn't have
was
to freak
too
out about
bad.
that, I think I probably would have made it. Another example might be visualizing this
Can
outcome
you
of
still
going
hear
to a
the
restaurant and
video?
not even having to worry about the menu prices at all. Whatever feeling or experience you want to achieve, you need to visualize it in step number 2, and then step number 3 is all about the next O. It's the obstacle. This is probably the most important part
Oh,
of
wow,
the
that's cool.
framework and where it differs from traditional goal
Thought
setting.
it was maybe
Think
too
about
low,
any
but that's
potential
good.
obstacle you might face.
So I'm trying to like complete 12 in a
Research shows
row.
that this step really matters because, quote, number 1, it will give you
And there's
the ability
this
to
one
tackle
really
challenges in the
hard
future.
ball.
Number 2, it helps you find creative solutions, and number 3, it gets your brain working on solutions
And yeah,
on a map.
my record
In
is
our example,
11
we're
out of
trying to budget
12,
better.
or
Perhaps
10
the
out of
obstacle
12.
is that you get
I think it's
overwhelmed
10
by
out of
tracking
12.
every transaction. Or perhaps
But
you
it
start
shows
thinking about
11
financial
out of
statements and
12
you're like,
because
"Oh
I
my
was on the
God, there's so much
11th
data
shot.
here. How am I going to start?" Once you've identified the obstacle, it's
Oh,
time to
damn.
move to step
Way
4,
too high.
which is to
Not
create
even
a
it.
plan using an if
Oh,
then
nice.
statement. This is
right
the
in the
key.
middle.
Your statement should follow this
Basically,
pattern.
what
If
I'm
an
doing
obstacle
here,
occurs, then
I'm
will
aiming
indicate
for the
your
middle,
Quote, research says that your mind
but it
triggers
also
the
needs to be
response
middle
by
and
peaking when
high.
the obstacle shows
And
up.
basically
If you
what
plan
this
to
does,
so our P might be, if I feel
I'll
overwhelmed by
be
temporary
able to hit
chances,
it
then I will
anywhere.
immediately
If
log
I
just
can
my 3
aim it
biggest purchases
directly
of the day
in the
and review
middle,
my top
why
2
can't I
categories
aim it
weekly instead of daily.
directly in
That
the
way, when you
corner
hit
or
that
something
obstacle,
like
you'll
that?
have an immediate solution
So
that
that's
can
what
keep
I'm
you on
doing.
track. If you create a separate
Oh, thank you.
for every single wish
I'm
that you
guessing
create
that's
in
you.
6, and to maximize your success with it, you want to
Yeah.
stay
Oh, I
consistent
got an
with your
email
wishes.
saying you followed me.
Let me know if you tried
Thank
it out
you.
in the comments below, but essentially
Oh,
it's
that's
like if
good
you
enough.
have a plan for a problem
Close
or an
enough.
obstacle you might run into, you're more likely to achieve the habit. All right, getting into point number 2 today on how to actually achieve your financial goals. It's to actually automate the habit, and this is going to be a behavior hack, and it comes from this report at consumerfinance.gov. In this study, researchers analyzed over 127,000 savings goals to figure out which saving strategies actually
Yeah, it's hard to get that one.
found was surprising. They compared a saving method similar
Yeah,
to
so
what
do you
the
play
Acorns
Rocket
app
League?
does, if you're familiar with that, which is that every time someone spends a certain amount of money, a roundup feature was triggered and rounded up their purchase to the nearest dollar and then saved that difference. So, for example, if you spend
that's cool.
$8.60 on coffee, the app
What
will
would be your
round
rank?
the transaction to $10, charge you $10,
Oh,
and then
shit.
save
That was
$1.40
bad.
for you on the back end. The other saving method in this study was simply called
You know, I used to play Trackmania, but I still like watching it, but I don't like playing it anymore. So I can see if you don't like playing it. But you said you play sometimes, so that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
That to the guaranteed saving people, they saved only
We should play? Okay.
each time they saved a large
What's your epic tag?
$32.57. When researchers looked at who actually hit their savings milestones, like saving $500,
Mine is just hello, bro, man.
in a year, the guaranteed rules won by.
I actually really want to play with the chatter.
With $333 more in savings.
Okay, let me. This is your epic username, right? Let me see.
The roundup method. So here's the takeaway: set up one guaranteed automated transfer.
Should no, I'm not counting. I'm going hard on myself, but yeah, I kind of. Okay, let me turn off the video because this is important. Yeah. So let me. Yeah. First time I ever played on stream with the chatter. Or maybe there was one other time. Yeah, it was like this sort of time where we were both streaming. It was kind of cool. Yeah, so wait, oh, that's cool. Garage Club. Wait, oh yeah, it's right. And then I go to here. X. Oh yeah, X, and then. Oh, what? That's cool. Okay, I sent you an invitation. I don't know if you might not even be. Oh, that was fast. Should we be? No, let's do 1v1 first. Invite to club. Yeah. Oh, you do. It is party. Wait, what if we? Oh yeah, cause we do offline play. No, we do like private match. Create private match. 1v1 all-star whatever. This isn't whatever. Oh. This one needs to be normal. Yeah, okay. Random, yeah, sure. All-star bot, I don't care. Joinable by party only. Okay, fine. I hope there's, oh no, muted. It's all basically default. Okay. Let's go. Why did we get this map? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what this map is. I think I've seen it once. Whatever. Oh. Oh. Yes! Nice. I don't like this map, but I guess we can still play. Still fun. Rocket League is always fun. Yeah. I don't really like it. Oh wow, that was a cool thing. You can go through the goal. That's cool. Yes. Well, to be honest, I don't know. Whatever you think, I'm not gonna play easy on you. Even though I might still win if I go. I usually go hard. Or like I play normal. Even if I don't know. Think you're good though. Oh. Oh no. Yes. Okay, let me get this. Oh, that's good. I don't normally get those. Oh, that almost went in. Oh. That was left corner. Bro, you know, I was doing uh, what is it called? I was playing, oh yeah, I was doing, oh damn, that's what, I was playing bronze playlist for, oh, it's this, I think it's this, and yeah, whoops. Oh damn, I was literally gonna get it, like you did good there. Oh, that was close. The thing is, if the, I don't know, if it was a bit to the, if it was a bit to the left or right or whatever, I forgot what it was, but it would have been in, I guess. Oh no, no. Oh, GG. Well, I need to make sure it's not this weird map for next time. Do you want to do... another game and you can choose a mode if you want. Like, no, just say which mode you want. Yeah, okay. So, okay, whatever. I just... normal, okay. What if we do ready, actually? I wonder. I'm gonna stop this. Yeah, okay. Good, it's not the terrible map. Because if it was that map, I would have... I don't know. If it was like a selective random map and... oh, you're a gold, that's cool. The thing is, there's so many golds, it's just that the most common rank is diamond because golds don't play every season, that's the thing. What? That's crazy. Really? That's gold? That was really good, it says here gold. That was something crazy. Hold on, like... okay, I'll have to try. Like I did in the other one, but I don't know what happened there. Yeah, your kickoff's pretty good. Wow, that's good. Why are you gold? I've never seen a gold play like this. I mean, it's tracking your 2v2 rank and your gold apparently. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're pretty good with it. I don't know why you're gold. The thing is, I don't know if you should go for that in SSL because there's the flip reset that they could pull on you. But here, it might be the best move to just go for the ball. Even though I'm a bit late. Well, it's progressing. That was actually still good. That's not it. Oh, that was close. But I get to score this, I guess. Nice. Okay, one. Nice. Oh my gosh, tie game. This is crazy. Okay. Oh no. For some reason, I didn't go. I'm very confused why I didn't go for a kickoff. And then I kind of decided to, but yeah, it was bad. You should always go for kickoff. Whether the opponent is better than you or not. I guess it depends if you're in a 2v2 or a 1v1. But 1v1, if it's equal amounts of players, you should definitely go for the... You should definitely go for the ball if it's equal amount of players. Nice. That was good. Close one. I don't know what I was doing there, but it worked. No, nice shot. That was pretty good. It was so fast that, yeah, crazy. You're pretty good. I don't know how your rank is silver still. I'm very I mean gold. I'm very confused about that. Maybe you're bad in 2v2, but I don't know. You're this good at 1v1 and you're bad at 2v2. I find that unlikely. Shit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for that. Wait, wasn't it going in? Yeah. I don't know if it was going in. Maybe I shouldn't even gone for that. And just like let it go and get it off the backboard. This is a good game. Maybe you're gold because you were gold a long time ago. That could make sense. Yeah. No. One loss, one win, I guess. Probably. Let's just finish it though. I wanna finish this match anyway. Oh, nice kickoff. Okay, you got it. Oh. Nice. Find it unlikely to win, but there's a chance. So how did you find me? Did you just scroll down Rocket League? Like, I have no idea how you found me. Oh, you're plat? Well, that's... If you're plat 2v2, like, you can still beat me. We're around the same. Do you want to play again? Or no? I guess it's already 2 games, so... Oh, really? Okay, good. I really like Rocket League, so I'll just play. Oh, we use this map so much in ranked. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe yeah, it's probably true. You just haven't played 2v2s in a very long time, and maybe you're plat in 1v1 because that would make even more sense. So 1v1 plat is way better than I should have gone for the ball. Yeah, 1v1 plat is way better than a 2v2 plat. I would say it's around the same as a 2v2 diamond. Well, that's cool. Final. Yes, I got boost. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I let myself to get boost, but I did apparently. Nice. You know what? I'm not going for aerials anymore. With 1v1, it's not worth it. Well, that aerial was worth it. It depends, but like full air dribbles are, I don't know. Well, for some reason I actually can do air dribbles. It's just that I don't know why it's not working. Oh damn. It's like I heard a good person in Rocket League say it's not a good idea to do air dribbles even in champ 1v1s, which is crazy. Champ 1v1s are even better than the Leo. What? Oh, wow, that was funny. You just like flew and somehow yeah, you blocked me in the, you know. Nice. What a pinch. That was close to a 6. That was going in apparently. New York. You know, there was actually okay, I don't know, that's relatively random. I don't think I should say right now. Whatever. Okay, let me go closer. And I don't know. Okay. I got it now. Yes. Okay, let's go. Shit. What? I needed to drive a bit more and then it would have been a clearance. That was a good shot. If you're plat on 2v2, that makes sense, but if you're plat on 1v1s, that makes even more sense. Because, I don't know, because 1v1 is a bit harder than 2v2. Okay, let me go here. The air dribbles are not good for. Oh. Okay. I had to do that. Nice. Okay. That was crazy. That was almost about to be a crazy shot. Oh, okay. I didn't know I went that high. Nice. Left. Do you want to play against the bot? Yeah, I kind of want to play against the bot. There's a cool bot we can play against. Wait. Yeah. Let me try. I don't know if this works. Wait, let's see. Let's see what happens if I do Bot. I hope. Yeah, this is probably the right one. I don't know if it's possible. Yeah, it's probably not. Human. Wait. Oh, because I need to relaunch. Okay, yeah. Doesn't work. But it would be cool to do, Okay, so... do you want to do... Oh, okay, left party. Okay. Well, it was nice. Okay. It was nice to meet you. Okay, let me go back to training. Okay, there's more training. Yeah. So much training I have to do. Like, oh, there's still 46 minutes. 46 minutes is fine. That's more of a fine number.
It's substantial enough to actually
Still a
move
lot.
the needle. You will save more money this way, and the habit becomes
Might
automatic.
be
This
too
is
fine.
exactly why the
Yeah,
401k
probably
account
too
works
fine.
so well for retirement savings in the United States.
Maybe
The
too
money gets
long.
deducted from your paycheck before it even hits your checking account. You never see it, you can't touch it, so it actually gets saved. And here's the thing about humans, we're incredibly good at adapting to whatever resources we have available. Alright, moving on to point number 3, writing it down. So writing it down actually helps you achieve your goals. If this sounds really basic and too good to be true, let me point you to this study by Dr. Gail Matthews. In this study, they asked the question, does writing your goals down actually make a difference in achieving your goals? She broke participants into 5 different groups, and each had different
A
instructions.
bit too
The
low,
first
but
group would have no goals, and they wouldn't write anything down. The second group wrote their goals down. The third group wrote down goals and action commitments. The fourth group wrote goals, action commitments, and gave them to a friend as well. And the fifth did all of the above and also provided a weekly update. The results showed 2 big findings. First is that the group that wrote down their goals compared to those that didn't write them down at all were 42% more likely to achieve their goals. So that's already really fascinating. The fact that you write something down makes it 42% more likely you achieve it, and if it's as simple as that, I think you should do that. But let's actually look at how the rest of the group did. So the group that achieved the best results were actually group 4 and group 5. In other words, if you had an accountability partner, that helped a lot. I think this study highlights the importance of not only setting your intentions, but if you have a friend you can tell your goals to, and maybe they can keep you accountable and you keep them updated, that'll help you a lot on your progress as well. In terms of where to write down your goals, I think you can write them physically down in a journal or a post-it note and then put it somewhere visible. Or what I like to do is just write them down on a Google Sheet or Word document or my Notes app on my phone and simply keep track of my goals that way. I also like to break my goals down into digestible chunks. So, for example, if my goal in 2026 were to run the marathon, I might say to myself, okay, well, I'm going to break that up into 3 to 4 runs per week, and I'm just going to try to hit those number of runs on a weekly basis. When it comes to your financial goals, you can do the same thing. Let's say you want to save $75K for a down payment on a home within the next 3 years. You can break that up into $25,000 per year. You can even break that goal down further, so $25K per year is around $2,000 per month. So how can you save or even make an extra $2,000 per month? When you break down a big goal like that, it makes it a lot more palatable and easier to achieve. The summary of this point then is very simple. It's to write down your goals and you're more likely to achieve them. So if your goal in 2026 was to invest every single month, you might say, well, I want to dollar cost average every single month first in 2026. It honestly sounds so basic that it shouldn't work, but the evidence says it does, so that's one place to start. Point number 4 today is to make your goals visible and then track your progress. So when we're talking about visible here, if we were really interested in our finances, then we would want to see our financial information on a regular basis. To show you how powerful this is, there was a Harvard study where participants were given access to a mobile app that showed their account balances in real time. The results were really dramatic. The average user decreased their monthly spending by 15.7%. This is further supported by government surveys showing that 50% of people who check their bank balances on their phones before a large purchase are more likely to reconsider buying that said item. So this is definitely some exposure.
That's definitely the hardest.
If you were trying to lose weight and floating above your head was your weight in pounds, and every time you ate something you would see that weight number go up, that would definitely discourage me from eating whatever is in front of me. While that's not the healthiest behavioral practice, I do think that the point of this study is interesting. It's that when we are more aware of our financial situation in real time, we make better decisions about our discretionary spending. The same applies to your goals. If we're able to visibly see our goals on a weekly or monthly basis, we are more likely to achieve them. So I personally use a Google Sheet where I track all my financial goals, including how much I want to save, invest, or save towards a big purchase each month, and I check it all the time just to make sure that I'm on track. Just having that sort of visibility keeps me accountable, and another great thing is that seeing your progress on a month-to-month basis or year-to-year basis serves as a lot of motivation for me too. So the takeaway of point number 4 is pretty simple. Put your goals somewhere visible, and then you're going to be able to see them a lot more often and track your progress. It sounds really basic, but the evidence shows that it works. And finally, we're at point number 5 today, which is about building wealth over time so that we can hit our financial goal of freedom and retirement, and that is to invest your money. Investing allows our money to grow over time through compound returns so that we can have our money work for us and hit our endgame goals like financial freedom and retirement. Historically, the stock market has provided the highest average returns compared to other major asset classes such as bonds, gold, and even real estate. U.S. stocks have averaged 8 to 10%.
I think that's close enough, by the
bonds
way.
average 4 to 5%, gold is 5.12%, and real estate is a lot different. It's very variable, but it's around 4.2 to 4.5%. When you invest consistently over time, it can amount to a lot of money. So if you invested in an S&P 500 index fund or ETF, which gives you exposure to the top 500 companies in one investment, not only is it diversified, it's also really low cost, and you can literally set it and forget it. If you invest just $500 per month and earn an average 8% return, in 10 years, you'd have about $93,000. In 20 years, you'd have about
Actually, the one before this, I don't know if I should have
you'd have over
put up
$734,000.
false
That's the
line.
power of compound
That's
growth
too
over time. And even if
right.
you're just starting with $100 a month, that's totally fine. What matters most is that you're building a habit
That's
to
close
achieve your
enough,
future
I think.
financial goals. Now, the main thing you can do to make sure this is actually happening is to automate your investments, just like you're automating your savings. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your brokerage account every time you get paid before you have a chance to even spend it. You can open a brokerage account with companies like Robinhood, Fidelity, or Schwab, and set up automatic investments into something like VFIAX or VOO. Both are S&P 500 index funds or ETFs with super low fees. And if you want more content on this exact topic, I did make an investing guide video a couple of weeks
Might
ago.
be high
It's a
enough.
step-by-step
I'll allow
tutorial
it
to
because
start
it
your
might be.
investing. The research is really clear on this.
Not good
Automation
enough.
removes the need for willpower and keeps you consistent. And when it comes to investing, consistency beats everything else. You don't need to time the market or pick individual stocks. You just need to keep showing up month after month and then let the compound returns essentially
Yeah,
take
it's
over.
close.
So those
It's
are 5
not good enough.
methods to actually achieve your financial goals in
A bit
2026.
too
Now,
low.
if you do
I'll
all
allow it.
these things perfectly, that's amazing. but I do want you to be careful of the
Two
trap
left
where if you
for
start
sure.
saving too much money, it could be a bad thing. And that's why I
Might
made
be
this
good
video
enough.
linked right here on how much money you should be keeping in your bank account. That's where I give you a framework on what is the right amount to keep
A
in your
bit too
accounts at
high
all
on
times.
the
So
hour
make sure you
though.
check this video out.
Okay,
Alright, I
let's
hope
hit
that this
this
video helped you
one.
guys out. I will see you in the future, and happy 2026. Alright, peace.
What's up, guys? My name is Brandon, and today Apple released iOS 26.2, and it comes with several new features and changes, which we're going to
nice. That was
cover
a
in
good
this video,
video.
along with the performance, the battery life, and if you should update to 26.2 or not. Okay, so throughout this video, I will have iOS 26.1 on the left, iOS 26.2 on the right, to show you the differences side by side. Now, the very first difference comes
That
on
was
the
close,
lock
man.
screen of our device. So if we head over to the lock screen, if we have to
Oh,
go
no,
to
wait,
customize, and then we tap on the time right here, you will notice that there's a brand new slider on iOS 26.2 at the bottom that allows us to change the look of liquid glass. So before, it was just stuck like this. You cannot change the styling of the liquid glass, but now you can see with this slider, the more left you put the slider, the more like real liquid glass it looks. The more to the right you put it, the more frosted it looks. So you can really customize and dial in the look that you want for your lock screen clock. And speaking of liquid glass on the lock screen, we also have a change to the clear all button. So before on iOS 26.1, if we press and held on the X right there, you can see what clear all notifications looks like. Now on 26.2, you can see that we have the liquid glass design. It's no longer like more of a rectangle, it's now more circular, and it has that liquid glass design. So if you tap on that, you can see that's what it looks like. And if you have an older device, the silent mode indicator now has the liquid glass design as well. If we head into the
I don't know.
application
I
and
think
go over
it-
to the level tool, this has a brand new look as well. This is also going to be liquid
Nice.
glass themed. So you can see
A bit too low actually, but good enough.
6.1, it's just the two circles that kind of, when they went together,
Uh-huh.
it just turned black, and it, you can see the number between it. But now it has these liquid glass bubbles on 26.2, and you can see everything refracting behind it. So you can see kind of how the numbers
Two
refract
left,
behind it, and
for
that
sure.
is how that looks. And if I set this down, you can see how it
Uh-huh.
looks for the level as well. So if I tilt this a little bit, you can see that it
Close
looks
enough.
different here as well when you get to green or red. And if we head into our accessibility settings and then go to display and text size, and we enable reduce transparency, and then we go back to our main screen here, and then go down to display and brightness, which is where we can change the liquid glass look. We got that in 26.1, but now after changing that to reduce transparency, if we try to change this part to tinted, take a look at this.
Oh,
We
man.
now get a new pop-up that says turn off reduce transparency, and it allows us to turn off and use tinted, whereas before in iOS
Yeah,
26.1,
what I think that my friend or my online random follower, which is maybe kind of my friend,
so now you can use
I think he
alarms
just
or
left
reminders.
without
So the
telling me
clock
that. That's
application
fine,
and
I think.
reminders are now linked
Probably
up, and
his
you can see
mom,
that when we
actually, I
create
don't know.
a new reminder,
I'm
there's a
not
brand
old
new
enough
option
to-
down there that says urgent.
Actually, I
So
still
before
need to
we set a
follow the
date and
rules of
time
my
for
friends,
reminder
but
to
I'm
just give you an alert, a
19.
notification when that time came. But
Too
now
late.
you can not only have it send you an alert, like a notification, but you can also mark it as urgent.
But
have
since
an
I
alarm
live in the
set
same
that
room,
shows that the alarm will only go
I think
off
that's
when
how it
you
works.
device. So mine is my main
But
17 Pro. And if I
at
select
the
that,
same time, I have
so I'll just select right now. So here's what it looks
less
like when
things
the
I
reminder
need to
goes
do
off
because
on
I'm
the lock
over
screen.
it.
It shows the name of the reminder up here, along with showing reminders here, so you know that it is a reminder that's giving you this alarm. Along
Or
with the
less
time,
rules
a
I need to
snooze
live
button,
under,
and a
but I need to
snooze
do
stop
chores
button, just
too.
like you see for a
Because
regular
I guess I
timer.
still
If I
live.
tap on snooze, it will show this right
I
here.
mean,
So it
thank
shows
you for
the
chatting,
live
but
countdown,
like,
it updates in real time.
I
It
don't know,
shows you
should we
how long
ban
you're
them?
remaining on the snooze. You also have a reschedule button,
He's
and
like,
also when you tap in the
random.
circle, it will allow you to complete that reminder. And if you go into the reminders settings, you do have an option, a toggle here for complete from alarm.
These
So
are
say
like
instead of
random
snooze, display a
features
complete
that no one
button
cares
to
about.
stop the alarm and immediately mark it as complete. So if you did not want this saying, snooze, you could have it say complete. That way when the alarm goes off, and if you
Okay,
complete
who
the
cares?
task, you can just tap on that and it will complete that reminder.
doesn't
We also
really
have a
matter.
new change to AirDrop with iOS 26.2. So if you go into your settings and go into General and then into AirDrop, you'll notice that we have a brand new option at the bottom that says Manage Known unknown AirDrop contacts. And the reason it says that is because below that, it shows you the new feature. You will automatically appear for 30 days to people you have shared a one-time code with. So here's how this works. So I have an iPad over here that is not saved as a contact on my iPhone right here. So these two are two complete strangers right now. We have AirDrop set to everybody. So if I were to AirDrop, it will show up because I have this set to everybody. So if I go ahead and tap on that, you can see that we now get a brand new prompt. And on the iPhone, it says the AirDrop code is required. So whoever I'm AirDropping to has to give me this code right here. So you can see it shows on the iPad. It's
maybe it's
465. So now after I input that, it will allow this to go through and I'll be able to AirDrop that to that unknown contact. Now what's new here is if I go ahead, now that I've sent
but it's probably too long.
Now if I switch AirDrop over on this other device to be contacts only, actually I'm going to have my iPhone set to contacts only, so now only contacts should be showing up.
That's what I thought was
there, you can see that when I go to AirDrop, it will show my iPhone as a contact because of that pin that we just put in. And I can just tap on it and I can AirDrop that to my device, even though it's set to contacts only, and this device is not technically saved as a contact, which means I will have to accept it, but I am still able to send it, despite not being saved as a contact. And you can see that when you go into your device and you go into your Manage Node right here, it will show that contact is being saved right there, and it will tell you that you and this person will be able to find each other and AirDrop when nearby for the next 29 days. And you can also forget this person. So if you want to eliminate that access before.
Does Trump actually not want to get married? Like, I heard that a lot by
so this is just a new way for two people to share files temporarily
Democrat.
having to add each other as
I don't know.
contacts.
Either way, he's probably not gonna be able to do it. I don't want that to happen though.
That is a new feature in 26.2. In the podcast application, if you go into a podcast that does not have any chapters, any timestamps,
Nice.
as you can see, there are timestamps here, and you go into the now playing screen and you tap on the three lines at the bottom, you will see that we now have auto-generated chapters in the podcast application. So it says automatically created under the chapters, and it will give you the chapters as if the person added them themselves. These are actually pretty accurate, I've noticed as well. So that is a nice addition to the podcast application. In the music application, the playlist album artwork looks a lot better. It's a lot larger now than it was in iOS 26.1 on the left. It takes up more than half the screen, which I think looks good and immersive.
It's random Apple playlist. Who cares about it?
Also have
No one uses
that I've
that.
been waiting on for quite some time, and that is that we now have offline lyrics.
I guess
for
if
Apple
your whole
Music.
life
So now
is
if we go
centered
to
around
Airplay
Apple,
mode,
maybe
we have
that's
that
it.
song loaded up that we have downloaded. Before, you were not able to access the lyrics at all, but now in iOS 26.2, you can see the lyrics even when offline, as long as that song is downloaded. This update also brings a really nice new menu animation throughout iOS, and this is more.
You know, this is more of the in-depth into random updates kind of content, but I kind of want to subscribe to him,
including in applications.
and it is more boring
It
than
looks a lot better than it did before. Now here's an interesting new change in iOS 26.2. If you head into your settings and go into accessibility and then scroll down until you get to audio and visual, and then scroll all the way down and you will see we have flash for alerts. That is not new. We've always been able to flash.
I think it's high enough. It's hard to tell though. I saw it from behind. For some reason, it
option now with iOS 26.
really changes the
You can not
perspective.
flash your LED, the camera flash, but you could also flash the screen, or you can flash both the camera and the screen
Close
every
enough,
time you
I
get
think.
a notification. And you'll also notice that this has changed from LED flash for alerts to just flash for alerts, both up top and also for the toggle right here. So the wording has changed a bit. And also down at the bottom, the text has changed, so now it says control flash for alerts when the device is unlocked or set to silent.
Close enough. It was pretty high though.
Flash and about the ring switch. So a slight change there as well.
Too
I
low.
have to say that this feature, when the screen flashes for alerts, it's
Too
very
low.
subtle. It's basically just a big boost to brightness on your lock screen, and then it just goes back down to the regular brightness. So it's easy to miss. So that is something to note if you are planning to use this. If you think it's not working, just pay close attention because it just flashes one time, and that's it. This update also brings a small but really meaningful change to sleep scores. So if you wear an Apple Watch to sleep like I do, and you get sleep scores every night, where you sleep, we have a change here with iOS 26.2. So not only is it a change to the grading system, but we also have...
My dad actually does.
So first off, the most important is the change to the grading system. So if I go back here to December 3rd, you can see that I scored a 90 on my sleep score. Before, it was rated as excellent, but now Apple has changed that to be very high. So this is actually only high, not very high. Before, excellent was the top, now it's very high, and it doesn't even rate 90 as being the top rating anymore either. And that's because if you take a look at these scores, you now have to score a 96 or above to be rated as very high. The top score, along with high, being now 81 to 95, whereas before that was 70 to 89. So you can see that goes all the way down to very low. Apple is a lot more strict now with the scores, a lot more realistic, I should say, on
I can tell my dad about it. That's
excellent
good.
score if you didn't actually
Good
say,
update for
very
him.
good or excellently. So that is a change there to the scoring system. Now keep in mind the way the scores are
A bit too high.
has not been changed. That is not the same. It's just a change to the scoring system
Way
and
too
the
high.
words that are used for that score. And then also, like I mentioned, we do have a
Maybe
change
it's
to
good
the
enough.
notifications as
Maybe
well. So
too
you will get more
left.
notifications now based on your sleep score. So it will tell you, what you scored.
Too right, but not way too right.
You will now get more notifications based on your sleep score. Now you can turn those off. So we go into the health application here, and we go into our health settings, and then into notifications, and we go into
Way
sleep
too
right here.
right
You can
somehow.
see that we have sleep score.
I don't know how I turned that
into
into
section there. If we go into
going
that,
that
you can
far.
see that you will see not only the new scoring system, which I just mentioned, but also you can turn on or off notifications for different scores. So if you scored like in the middle, you might want to have those turned off, but if you slipped really good
Good
or
enough.
really bad, you might want to have those enabled so you get a notification for those.
Marco!
Unless, of course, you do want to see a notification every day about your sleep score. In the Apple News application, we have a slight change here, so it now shows the categories up top. So some of the categories you might be interested in, it shows those up top so you can navigate around the news application a little bit easier. So if you go into politics, it shows that. Sports, it shows this right here. So it's a small change, but that does make it easier to kind of navigate around the news application. If we head into our settings and go into the notification settings and then scroll down to the bottom, we have a change down here. So you can see that we now have enhanced alerts, and it says enhanced safety alerts right here. So we go ahead and tap on that. It will now show us earthquake alerts, imminent threat alerts, and also improved alert delivery. So some of these have existed before, but they were not in this section. But now you have the option for earthquake alerts, imminent threats, and if you want to, improve delivery via the analytics. And keep in mind, this does not take away the emergency alerts. That still exists right here. It's just a little bit different. You can see that now we just have always play sound here instead of local awareness. And local awareness is actually now inside of enhanced safety alerts. It's improved alert delivery. And you can tell that's because the description of these two are pretty much the same. In the freeform application, if we click right here, you can see that we have a brand new option to add a table. So we now have table support in freeform. So if you use freeform on your iPhone, I know most people probably use this on their iPad, but we now have the table support, which has been something that's been requested for quite some time now. You can kind of move it around from this one.
Why is that ball getting hard?
Vertically or horizontally. If we head back into our settings and go into the passwords section for the passwords application, and we scroll down, you can see we have a brand new section here for show excluded websites. So it says you'll be asked to say passwords when signing into apps and websites, except for the websites that you exclude. So when you tap on this, it will show you all of the excluded websites that you don't have passwords saved for. If we head into the games application and go down to the library tab,
I think it's too left. I'm not 100%. It looks so
size. So now you can filter your games by
Oh,
size.
that's actually
You can
good
see which
enough.
ones take up the most amount of space on your device. So Asphalt takes up 4 gigs. You can see how that goes
Close
down
enough.
there. And it will say largest first right there. Tap on it again, of course, it will show the smallest games
Close
right there
enough.
at the top if you change that to be inverse. Now there's also a nice bug fix for the control center ghosting. So if you've noticed this before in iOS 26.1, when
Too low.
your control
Pretty
center
good though.
and swipe up to get out of the control center, there would be some ghosting, which ghosting thing is where you can kind of see the
but
ribbons
it's
of
pretty good
control
as
center. So
well.
if you look really closely, you actually can't see it on 26.2 because it's fixed. But on iOS 26.1, if you scroll down and you scroll up to get out of the control center, you can still see the icons right there a little bit.
It's a bit too low, but
So
I'll
you kind of stick around for like a couple of milliseconds after you put the control center up. But now iOS 26.2, that
Oh,
control
nice.
center goes in,
100%
resolved, and it looks normal now when you exit the control center. If you have a device with
Oh, that's
CarPlay
pretty
support,
close to
CarPlay
the
now
middle.
has a new
Surprised
setting
me.
for turning off pinned conversations in messages. If you don't want your pinned
A bit low.
conversation showing up top anymore, you can turn that off now. If you live in Japan, you can now replace Siri with third-party assistants using the side button. So now Apple listed this in their documentation titled "Launching Your Voice-Based Conversational App from the Side Button of iPhone." So basically, in Japan now, people are able to place an action on the side button of iPhone that instantly launches your voice-based conversational app. People expect the voice-based conversation functionality to be instantly
Close
available when
enough,
you launch an
but
app with the side
not
button. So make sure to
100%.
let them immediately use it by starting an audio session. So this is basically just
To
a
be
message
honest,
to
I don't know.
developers on how to get this
I
working
think it's
for
bad.
their application. Also, the live translation feature for the AirPods is now available in the EU. So if you live in the EU and you're wondering when you're going to get live translation, now is that time with iOS 26.2. And then we
A
also
bit
have a couple
low.
of big
I don't
changes
know.
for
Oh,
iPadOS 26.2. So if you download this on your
Oh, then
iPad,
you
you'll
know
notice that
it's-
split view is back. Kind of. It only works
to
in Windows apps
right.
and Stage Manager modes. If you have one of these two modes selected in your multitasking and gestures settings. If we go back, so if we go into the dock right here, we can pull up an application like Safari, for example, and you can see that it will put it over here in this place. You can drag and drop apps from your dock, and they'll snap into place. You no longer need to manually resize the windows in the manner that you need them, like you had to in
I don't
iOS
think it's
26.1.
too
So
right,
let's say
but
we
I'll.
put YouTube over here on this side, you can just go ahead and put it right there, and you can see it puts it right into place without having to manually resize it yourself after positioning it in that section. Now we also have Slidover. It has a new look and a new gesture with iPadOS 26.2. So now, if we take an application, I'll just take another Safari right here, and we drag this all the way over to the side, take a look at that. We have a new grabber right there, and we can also enter into Slidover view just by dragging over here onto the edge. So we have kind of a liquid glass design down here for the grabber for slide over. If you go ahead and let go, that will put it in the slide over view.
Okay,
That being said, I really do wish that
Thomas
Apple would bring
man.
back split view in the most traditional way, because again, you can
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop anyway. Bye, guys. We have 20 minutes until no more training. Bye, guys.